All right, Coach, it is that time of the week. Welcome back here to the Martin Stadium TV press box. We've got ourselves our second coaches show. Let's do weekend recap, and then we'll go. We've got trivia, and then we've got ourselves a kind of preview here as we roll forward. The Colorado-Utah week is always – it's kind of proven – these two teams are the newest PAC members.
Yep.
And they're also Colorado, at least, has been one of the most successful PAC basketball members. They've done a great job. Utah is notoriously hard on the road, and they've been good against the Cougs, for a while now.
No, Utah game was, not our best effort of the year. I think they jumped on us early, and we couldn't get any stops, and disappointed our defensive effort going in halftime down there. It didn't have much of a rally, to be honest. So we just it was tough. So hopefully we learned for that, and I thought our effort going forward was much better against Colorado. I think we came out with a better mindset, played better there. But, the only reason is I can't remember the Utah game as much. I just know it wasn't pretty.
Well, the first half was that they had that high shooting percentage.
Yeah.
Utah did.
Oh, it was a little – No, it was a little – we weren't guarding well, but they also really took advantage. So they took advantage of it, and, they came with a perfect – I think they had lost whatever. They had a long losing streak on the road, so – but they played really well against Stanford at home, and then they were playing really well, and Cal just kind of stayed with it, and then they came in here with a great mindset, and they played well, and we didn't play well, and that can happen.
What do you think the major difference from the start of the year, where the defense was locking down, now to this point where it hasn't looked the same? It hasn't been that dominant clamp down D.
Well, there's a couple obvious things that strength of opponent. Obviously, much better opponents into that. And then every year, as long as I've been coaching, teams usually get better offensively as the year goes on. Every group. You use the February field goal, whether it's fatigue or, guys just get comfortable playing together. So that's some of that's to be expected. But and a little bit of we haven't had our depth and consistency there with, we had a big chunk of guys that were missing there for a bit. And some of our more experienced guys at least have been in the program for a year, that would have been helpful. We've been pretty young and thin out there. So I gave you about 7 excuses. But to be honest, we just got to get tougher. The bottom line, it was a tough stretch of games. It's still part of a tough stretch, and it doesn't get easier. And some of our guys got to, the uniqueness, is worn off a little bit. It's that kind of middle of the season, and like I said, we're starting 3 guys that have never been through it. So that can be a factor.
At some point, excuses cross the line into reasons, right? I mean, there is a point at which it's like, hey, this is a reason. That's an excuse. But sometimes, look, that's
no, it's reality to be. I think we're 320th in the country in experience. So that's gonna be tough, and we're just experience and probably age. We're pretty young. Like Deshaun Jackson's probably one of the youngest players in Division I,
right?
And wouldn't. Like I said, normally you'd probably be redshirting, but he's had an opportunity, he's done well. And I just got to guard with our team not to get sucked into the media narrative or the narrative. Is it like they're going to give you an excuse, they're going to give you a break? You can't buy into it. If you do, you'll accept things that are, doesn't mean the result. It can't be like same thing. It's a hard thing to say, easy thing to say, hard thing to do. Can't be consumed with the result. You got to be consumed with the possession, that process. And if you're doing things right, the results will take care of themselves, but sometimes the results, it's going to be tough to get one against a good Colorado team that's old and experienced and about 9 deep. And, you're going to have to play well, and we did really well for about 26, 27 minutes, and then kind of broke, and then we couldn't put it back together.
Colorado feels like a college basketball team from like 25 years ago. Like we're 4-year players, you bunch of 3- and 4-year players. Maybe you had a couple freshman contributors, but really they're guys who've just been in the program for a long time.
I would go not 25 years ago. I'd go 11 years ago with Washington State.
Oh.
I mean, that's kind of how Bennett's turned it. And then they started attracting NBA talents. They didn't win. And I think Tony only coached Clay for 1 year. But it was that older experience. They got through with Cal Gills and Derek Lowe's and guys that just really care a lot, and I think that's always good for our guys to point out that this is how it's done. I think that's how it should be done at Washington. And I'm old school college basketball guy. I believe in I love the student athlete. I like the amateurism as much as that's getting distorted a little bit, but The college experience is awesome. It was awesome for me, and I was a Division III player, so we were all paying our way. So and if you can get guys that obviously going to have professional prospects, but try to get that experience. I think Colorado has that. I think they have a good leader, McKinley Wright. He didn't have to come back.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't have to come back. So, and Batty, who just seems like good leadership, and they'll have good careers, but it's tough.
Yeah, for
They're a
sure.
good team.
Hey, we can get in. I was going to get into this later in the show,
Yeah.
but you brought it up. There are a lot of changes coming, and the big news on the West Coast was a new commissioner coming into to the Pac-12, and that will kick in before the summer. They'll announce that. What would you ask of a new commissioner? What was your take on the fact that the whole the battleship that is the entire league is either, if it stays the course, it's with a new captain, and if it changes direction, it's maybe something people saw coming?
I have no idea. I know that I'm not the right guy to ask. I'm kind of in my own lane there as far as I haven't given that much thought to the other jobs I have. I think it's an important position. I obviously have that kind of leadership. What direction they want to take the conference in. But the people I've worked with at our conference office have been great. We would deal more with the guy I had experience with, Jamie Zaninovich, has kind of been Larry Scott's right-hand man, and he because he was at the West Coast Conference, and he did great things with that league. And, so I think we're, like, as far as getting the scheduling where our league made a big jump, they were driving that a little bit, and and I always say only basketball. I think football's a big part of it.
Sure.
In doing that, but as far as basketball, I think and Jamie's, gosh, I can't think Drew's last name, Snyberg, whatever. He works in the office too, but like they got good basketball experience. He worked for Mick Cronin at Cincinnati. Jamie's a WCC basketball guy. So, I mean, I don't know. There's guys that make more money than me that are going to make this decision and figure it out.
Well, and the other thing, what made me think of it was the name, image, and likeness issue, which kicks in, I don't know what month it starts, but it is for next year. And have you...
They put that on pause to reevaluate it a little bit, so I don't know. I'm kind of anticipating that, which I think mayhem's going to break out, and I don't even know how to...
Yeah, does it land with a thud, or is it this landscape-changing thing? Is it a huge deal?
I think it's for the schools that can do it, and I'm not sure. Like I said, I don't know how much we can do as coaches and it has to. I'm still at a loss. I actually need to, because of recruiting and that. I just say, yeah, we're going to do it, and Pat's behind it. I'm like, but I got to figure out exactly the roadmap, and we have some guys that I think would benefit greatly from it, and I think are deserving of it, that are put themselves in a position where this could really offset them, give them a reason to stay and experience it. Like I said, still make this a college basketball experience, a program that's neat to be around, where certain guys that don't come from backgrounds where they need some support be terrific. So we'll look at it, and we'll definitely do it. But I think it'll be, like anything. But college basketball is already, we have enough evidence that it's already
headed that way.
It's been that way forever. I've tried to always figure out how Elgin Baylor went from Washington D.C. to Seattle U. So I don't let the old guys say that. Like, come on, Elgin, come on.
Yeah.
Not that you had some family in Seattle. I don't think so. It's like he's the best player in Washington D.C. He ended up in Seattle. So that was a long time ago. But I have no knowledge of that. But I always thought that to be odd.
Yeah, well, hey, it's going to be. There are always, the other part of this is when you mess around with any market ever, there's unintended consequences.
Absolutely,
and things are going to. And also, when you're in a market that's this competitive,
yes,
people find a way to figure something out. There's corners cut. There's all kinds of things.
As long as they only play 5 at a time, that's the one balancing thing.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I mean. But if it was, we'll play 11 at a time, it changes the game and stuff, and then the bottom line, money is a factor in the programs that are invested in the right things too. They seem to stay successful, but anyone can make a run.
Zeppo is where the Palouse comes to play and eat. We'll be back there live at some point, maybe next year, maybe later this year. Who knows?
Can't wait.
That'll be great. We're live here with Kyle Smith as we continue the Coaches Show next. All right, back here with head coach Kyle Smith as Washington State's headed to Boulder to take on the Buffaloes, and then to Seattle to take on Washington. Now, this was a rescheduled game.
Yep.
What do you make of the back-to-backer? It's like an NBA style. You go home and away.
I mean, it's a COVID year. That's good. A lot of programs around a lot of leagues are doing it.
Big Sky thing.
Yeah, no, when I was in WCC back when it was a little antiquated and we were still driving around in rented cars and rented buses, and literally for a pregame meal we'd give our guys $10
and just go figure it out.
Go to Safeway. We'd drop them off at Safeway.
Is that right?
So it was a little different. We had our snake schedule. We'd play back to back, and it's more like NBA. You're gonna make some adjustments. I'm sure they'll make some adjustments. They'll watch a film we have when we got to. We're on the road. It's going to be obviously trickier with altitude and that stuff. So we'll see.
Yeah, it's a notoriously tough place to play.
Yep.
I mean, even if Colorado's down, which they really haven't been, for a long time, but there's just something in altitude or whatever. Tell me if you think this is underrated also. It's one of the few places without stanchions.
Yeah, no.
So the baskets are floating and the sight lines are different.
That and Cameron. I think those
it's not
are the
common.
two that come. No, does Stanford have it?
I think Stanford and Colorado are the two in the league where they're hanging.
Which is weird to have a high major league with those.
It's
I mean,
very
that
strange.
is so strange.
Yeah.
That's the leagues I'm used to coaching in.
Like a gymnasium, like an old gym.
My dad used to call it a 2-wall program. He said you finally gotten a 4-wall. I mean, there's no walls, a no-wall league.
I love it.
So yeah, it's good.
Yeah,
the 2-walls, king of the 2-walls, Ivy League, WCC.
That's
nice.
a funny way to put it. The thing about the baskets from the ceiling that high, because it's the old leverage system, very hard to get to 10 feet. If the building settles, they're 1 inch off. You'll see them out there in Boulder, and they'll do this at Stanford sometimes. They'll have got the tape measure out.
They have to.
That
makes sense.
They can adjust it because you can't play on a 9.5.
No, it could be 2 inches would make a big difference.
It's a huge deal. Yeah. It's a really big deal. All right, we're going to do a quick segment here. Mountain Cold Refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly. We got trivia next, Coach. How'd it go last week for you? Emotionally.
I didn't feel good about
Okay.
it. I didn't feel it wasn't good. I got to actually. I forgot. I got to ask. I forgot to get the soup chat going again.
Yeah, we'll get that fired.
Well, we don't have the crowd. I mean, the soup chat questions were for the crowd.
Right. The thing it is tough to not have the real Zeppo's audience here.
Yeah. That's we're missing the live action. But I'm gonna have to check in the soup chat. Where are they at? Oh no, I got them. They're
getting fired up. There you
go.
go.
Let me just punch in a question. Hey, I'll just tell trivia time. I need something.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll let them respond, and we'll get trivia fired up next.
All right,
we're
good
here
deal.
with Coach Smith, head coach of the Cougs. All right, we're back here live in the Martin Stadium TV press box is where we've got this puppy breaking down now. No, not Zeppos currently, but hopefully soon. And we've got the head coach, Kyle Smith here, head basketball coach. And it is time for what everybody – this is the showcase piece of the whole deal. And it's time for trivia. And let's get the music fired up here. We'll get right to the question.
Do it.
All right, let's do it. There we go. Very intense. Very intense. C.J. Ellaby.
Okay.
Question 1. C.J. Ellaby made his NBA debut this year on December 30th against which team in the NBA?
This is going to make me look. But you give me questions, maybe Lakers.
Close. Very close.
Clippers.
Yeah, it's the Clippers.
I saw it, darn it.
Yeah, it's the Clippers, right.
I knew it was L.A.
He had a couple points. CJ had a couple points. I don't know that he got any action against the Knickerbockers last night.
I checked he didn't.
He did not.
Kind of. They went with Simons, and I'm hoping he gets a.
I hope so.
He's been shooting it well when he gets in there.
Yeah,
he's taking advantage of his possessions, and he'll bide his time and just hopefully they don't know that he can really gear it up when it's real. Like preseason, he struggled a little.
Oh, did he?
In the regular games, when he's got his opportunities, he's gone in there bang shots. So
love it.
They'll find out.
The thing I think. Tell me if part of why he got drafted was because he led the league in steals last year.
He led the
league. He was 1.7 a game last year. I think they'd love that.
Oh, absolutely. One of his biggest strengths was hard to, and we don't have it this year. He led the league in defensive rebounds.
Is that right?
At his size, it's amazing. So
6'5", 6'6". Yeah.
Yeah. Though I said so. How many guys that led the Pac-12 in defensive rebounds aren't NBA players?
Yeah.
I don't think you're going to find that list is going to be Ben. Get on that. Let's find out how many guys and then he blows up. I think he's got a really good feel on the defensive end of like sniffing out plays and like blowing them up, and that's how he'd get a lot of his turnovers off the scout. So he's smart, and he had a really good knack of getting the ball.
Yeah.
To get defensive rebounds. He always knows where the ball was, and that's a really important quality. I mean, it's not necessarily taught, though. I'll take credit.
Absolutely, yeah.
No.
Go nurture.
No.
So okay, so
dang it. All right.
Oh for one.
For one.
Is what it is.
LA. That's a half.
All right. We'll
taking a half.
That's true, actually. That's
taking
true.
a half.
All right.
I should have just said Los Angeles.
You should have. LA. You should have said LA. I'd have
just
given it
watch
to you.
your body language.
I'd have given it to you.
Yeah, I know.
All right, fire the music up. Let's get the drama here. High drama. Last year, a gentleman that we both had time shared with in Phoenix, Aaron Baines.
Yes.
Averaged a career high in scoring for the Suns last season. How many points per game?
Come on,
it's not that bad.
Come on.
I would say I'll even give you a little ballpark here.
It's in the teens.
A little bit lower.
Dang it!
Just a touch.
That'd be 9.
He was at 11. He was 11 a game last year.
Oh shoot! I was thinking double figures.
I'm
sorry. When I said teens, my fault.
Oh, now you're back.
No. That was just a brain
little brain
skip.
Fart.
You say brain fart. I thought fart would have been when 7 words were not allowed to use.
I think that's okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
We'll find out.
Yeah, we're gonna find out. It'll be deleted.
You know what blew me away? First of all, great guy. And
I can't believe it. I was like, wait a second. Teens, I was thinking 13. I got to be honest.
He shot 35% from 3 last year.
I know.
He was taking 4 a game. Here's what blew me away about Aaron, and it was great fun to hear him talk to the guys, and it was really cool.
Unbelievable.
Big frame.
Oh, he's a big dude.
Big frame. I mean, very lean.
Hold on. You don't understand. I saw him when he was a senior in high school.
You said you recruited him.
Oh yeah, I tried. Not very successful at it, but he was heavier in high school. And you saw what he was there. He's such a
little doughier. He would probably say that.
Thick, but he was super bouncy and strong and like unskilled. It's amazing.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. He just dunked everything so hard, and he played with a huge physicality. And it's like, you got to try that if you can. And then for him to be able to make an NBA threes is amazing.
He's like a bouncier, more skilled pack, like Madsen.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Like big physical guy, but more skilled than that.
Yeah, he wasn't. He was just very similar, and he just kept – I think he would tell you him playing in Lithuania, I think, is what he gave him an opportunity to play with the Euros and got skilled, and he got back. He just really had just great work ethic. Great
story. And a great guy. All right, let's fire the music up. Question 3. Another guy we met last year, very briefly, on the Palouse here, Taylor Rochester.
Yeah. I might have a chance of this one.
All-time
Santa Barbara. He's from Santa Barbara.
What league's he in right now? Because
come on.
Are you in touch at all with Taylor?
I mean, they bounce around every year.
I'll put it this way. Last show, you had alluded to my chicken scratch being a certain language.
Oh, no, don't give me tips like that. Let me think. I got to go Karnak on this.
Now you know it.
Karnak. No, wait. Israel.
Yes.
It's a win. I know his wife's from France. I believe.
She is French.
She's
right.
French.
That's
so
right.
I was thinking, and that Pro A in Germany, Pro A in France, Spain, Israel are about the same. I think I got a former player that I was assistant, Diamond Simpson.
Oh yeah, great player.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And he was playing in Israel, so they might be playing together. I don't know.
They may be.
Check.
They may be. And I'm going to do this is a quick. I trust Wikipedia as far as I can throw it, which is kind of far. The phone's very throwable.
Yeah.
But his career, this is kind of amazing. Now, I don't know the countries these teams are in. I'd love to talk to Taylor about this.
Yeah.
His list starting in 2009.
Unbelievable.
I don't know. I can't even pronounce all these teams. He hasn't been in one city or one league more than 2 years since 2009.
That's unbelievable.
And including like Greece. I'm seeing Greece. I'm seeing he was in the Israeli league in 2015.
He's back.
He's back in it. He was in France.
What town
again.
is he? Haifa.
Yeah.
Haifa's nice.
Haifa. You've been?
No, but Todd Golden, head coach of San Francisco, played 2 years at Haifa.
Okay.
And he said it was a really nice place.
So I've been to Tel Aviv.
Yeah, you have?
I have. And
did you do your
I did a thing.
Did you do your deal?
Yeah, I did the deal. I was there.
What's the deal? I can't think of the name of it.
It's called Birthright, but I didn't go on
Birthright.
that. I didn't go on that. But it's the same thing. It wasn't
I got you.
And it was in Jerusalem and the whole.
So it wasn't paid for then?
I don't know. I have to ask
anyway,
my mom. I don't even know. Yeah, I don't think so.
Mazel.
Yeah,
Let's
whatever.
Go.
And so Tel Aviv is Charlotte or Phoenix, big banking town, big corporate,
okay.
very metropolitan, but it's on like the Mediterranean.
Right? Yeah.
Which I mean is incredible.
Yeah.
So you basically think Phoenix or Charlotte. It is every bit of that.
Yeah.
And so when you think of like the Israeli basketball league, that's where he's playing. I mean, he's going to some arena.
No. Now, Phoenix, I'm not a big fan of, but if you put it on the Pacific,
well, that's the thing. Yeah,
then you might have LA.
The thing that struck me, right, it may blow up like that. But the thing that struck me about it was so modern and so cosmopolitan and so very, very. I mean, you're just a grid.
They're big techies, right?
That's what it felt like. And I was young. I was 15, so I didn't dive into it. So
I think now they're very much on the startups and the technology. Israel's very
felt that way. It felt like it could have been.
Yeah.
Now Jerusalem was the opposite.
No. The images you get in the States of Israel that's what I was like. Todd, like it's way better. Like Tel Aviv.
Great country. First of all, it's the size of New Jersey. It's small.
Amazing.
It's not a big place. But then Tel Aviv and all these other spots. Probably Haifa.
Last bit of Israel.
Yeah, please.
Israeli trivia or whatever. I think it ranked as the happiest group of people, which is amazing.
I'll tell you, I could see it.
It's amazing because where they're centered and what's going on with their politics and that, and then they're very
a lot of the conflict in the region is very central. Now, you want to talk about lanes that I do not want to go down on the coach's show. It's that is the paramount one.
Yeah.
But very generally, like the rest of it.
No, I just saw that, and it was
very normal.
And most of the populace they serve when they're 18 and that stuff.
Yeah,
so
they do.
That was kind of their
fascinating cultural thing.
It is.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Who knew in Pullman we'd go there?
That was fun. Yeah, that was good. Hey, all right, let's fire the music up. Question number 4. All right, Coach. The women, Cammie Etheridge.
Oh, good.
They just beat Oregon State in double overtime.
I watched it, so I can't miss this question.
Well, you might.
Why?
It's not that obscure, but I just read it in the little recap. So I don't know.
This guy.
When's the last time the Cougs
swept the Beavs?
Yeah. Do you know? Did you
read know what? My wife makes me follow this stuff. Not makes me. I enjoy it, but like, it was just ironic. We were watching Pac-12 hoops in New York City. I remember this because we used to watch them, stay up late on Friday nights, and we'd watch these things because we'd watch a lot of Washington State volleyball because Joe Harris's sister played here, so I had to watch that. She's from Lake Chelan.
I love it.
So then I just remember, I think in 2011 we swept Oregon State.
Oh, I think you drilled it. I think it was a decade. I watched exactly what it was. Drilled it. Yep, that's it. That is a correct ring the bell.
I remember
absolutely.
115th and Broadway.
Done.
Yeah, 115th and Broadway in our little apartment.
Wait, you watched the game, the win?
I remember it.
Oh, I'm floored. Now I'm really impressed.
And just I had that tip of my tongue. Go ahead.
Very impressive. Very
what
good.
else you got for me,
Okay,
Chaz?
so now we're going to go, and this is my goal. My goal, like 1 out of 5, I want to try to find something you can get, but something that's totally random. So
I prefer random. You know this.
Good.
Like,
we're leaving.
Yes, Washington State question is bad when I don't know any of the answers.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Right.
We're leaving buckets. So we're going off the court.
All
We're
right.
going
That's
on.
good.
We're going on the tee box. We're going on the tee box.
Okay. I got a chance. I got a fighting chance.
Just for fun, just to know.
Carry player.
I
just like to get them before. I like to get them before they're asked.
Coug men's golf. This is not related. No. It's not related to the question.
Right.
Just for fun, they're in Tucson. They just teed off.
Nice.
So
nice.
Coug men's golf's underway. Dustin White. The women tee off in February.
Okay.
Just to know.
Dustin can really hit it.
Oh,
played
he's
with
the
him.
best.
He hits it straight and long. Yeah, he's a good
Special.
player, and his temperament is perfect.
I know you're a golf guy because we
because of COVID.
Because that's
anyway. Go ahead. Yes,
debatable, and also because
72.
Because you're in San Francisco.
72.
Go ahead. You're in San Francisco, and you don't want to have to drive to the golf because you can't park.
They did give us Olympic Club
Did
membership.
you
Yes,
go?
I did. That was the biggest.
That's cool. Did you play Harding Park? Did you play the?
I didn't play. I played Harding before they redid it back in the day.
Okay.
But when you got an Olympic Club membership,
cool.
like
did you get it? Like okay.
Not much. Awesome. I didn't play that much, but
not that often.
I didn't. You regret.
Yeah.
But I played.
That's cool. That's really cool. Okay, so. Do you know who just won the last event? Did you see it? That's the question. That's the question.
Know.
The PGA Tour event this past weekend.
I do. I actually do know.
That's who won it. Do you
Kim.
That's it. There you go. That's the answer.
Yeah. Kim. And honestly, I was shocked because I saw it on the ticker maybe this morning. And I'm like, never heard of him.
Yeah.
And it said it was his third win on tour. I'm like, goodness gracious.
Yeah.
I don't follow the PGA other than the majors, really.
You know, the fun thing about the PGA, and we'll go back to buckets, folks, in the next few segments. But
I got that one, though. I drilled
that was
it.
good. Crushed it. I think you got 3 of 5 right. I think
3.5.
And you think you get
bonus. I give myself the Clippers.
You get massive bonus points for getting the actual, you watched the last Cougar win over the Beavers.
I know. That's before Cammie, and I'm a big Cammie fan.
Really good. But the thing about the PGA Tour, that there's like a wraparound season. So when the year ends,
Yeah.
what it really means is it's the start of the year for a lot of the grinders.
Yes.
So for like 3 or 4 months, when no one's like paying attention, I'm doing air quotes here to the tour. There are events. There are events all the time. There's no media. There's no television. They're going to like some course somewhere, and they're
really.
Yeah, none of the big boys go. So the purses are smaller.
I got you. So
Kim
guy
might
like
have.
Kim. I saw Cantley finish third. And guys that I know his name.
Finau was in the mix and dropped off, and then Homo was in the mix also. He dropped way off. Those were kind of the biggest names.
Finau's talented.
Oh, he hit
Big.
bombs, hits
smooth.
bombs, short on the backswing too. Just a little.
When you're that tall, you don't want to be. You don't have a big arc. It's
a little wristy. He's a little. He's like
talented.
Yeah, he's really good. Yeah. Really good. Great. He was on the. Finau was like 11-time Q school guy. Or something.
Oh, I love those stories.
Took him forever to get there, and now
it's
he's
like a guy that interviewed 11 times before he got his first head coaching job.
Who might that be?
I've heard stories.
I love it. All right, we'll come back here live with Coach Smith as we get into the kind of the teeth of league play here. We're right into the heart of it, and it's rivalry week. It's the Cougs going to Boulder and then going to Seattle, and a Husky team that's just won 2 games here.
They're playing well
in Seattle. We'll get more into it next. We're live here with Coach Smith. All right, Coach, we're back here live with Kyle Smith in the Martin Stadium TV press box as we get set for a really unique week. And tell me if I'm mistaken, my understanding of the logistics here are you go to Boulder, and you then go from Boulder to Seattle. Is that correct?
I don't think so.
Oh, you're coming home. Okay.
No, we're coming home.
Okay.
We wanted just COVID. That was a weird one. Wednesday to Sunday, I didn't think that would be.
Oh, that's right. It's a Sunday. I forgot about the Wednesday Sunday.
And we get home Sunday night, I believe. What time we play Sunday?
I don't even know off my head. I got to check.
I think regardless, I think it was just trying to reduce the number of nights where
makes sense.
Risk of exposure. We play at 5. Oh gosh, I hope we get out. There's a late one. I've been on that late one. It better run.
11 o'clock, I think.
It better fly. Yeah. It better go. I've spun around on that thing before too.
Oh, see, I've never had that happen. I've heard so many. I've just knocking on.
I almost rather go Spokane just to be sure.
I love it.
Just to get it.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's. So you're going to Boulder, and we the scout against the Buffs. I mean, we talked a little bit about Utah. You had the start against the Buffs. I looked over at Eggs and said 21-5. They're back. This is, and I know they're
playing great.
Look, you're not going to win 100-20.
Yeah,
it's not going to keep up. But you were drilling them to start.
Yeah, no, we were playing really well. I think we started off 8 for 9 or something like that. So that was going to be hard to sustain. But defensively, we were great. And ironically, I think we were doing a good job on McKinley, and then he got hurt on that play.
What happened? I didn't see.
I didn't really study it, but I guess I think F.A. landed on his knee or something, they told me, and so it kind of went. I thought it was an ankle, but they said it was a knee, and evidently at halftime he checked with the doctors. He's okay.
He
so that made it tough. Yeah, he was pretty quick. But we were playing well, and then they went to, their bench kind of rallied them, even though they got that thing. They started scoring, and we slowed down a little bit, and then I thought it was a huge call. It was because I saw it on film. It didn't at the time. I wasn't sure it was bang bang Vova. They took the charge on Vova when he made it. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah. I actually thought they might count the bucket.
Well, they don't do that anymore. It's
is that out? Completely? You can't have that anymore.
No.
Is that new?
I don't know.
Last year we got one of those.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't know. They've changed that. They've vacillated my career. Where
they keep going back.
But I think it's pretty much his charge. They just made it easy. Charge
okay.
out.
Okay.
So it was 37-28 right there. He makes. You got a chance.
I'm thinking a wrap too. So I meant the rap bucket. But yeah,
let's talk about that one in a sec. But so that would have made it 39-28 going to line. So we missed that. Then they scored, and we ended up going in 37-30, I think.
That's right.
But it would have been nice. That's kind of big swing. The second foul on Noah when he stole it, we were up 23-5. Clean steal. It
would have been a fast break.
The Grace. Thank God, Greg Nixon immediately said, "I blew that call," and I was like, "I'm okay with you, Greg." He's like, "I got a call, I got reported in, I blew it." I said, "I can live with him when they do that." He knew. He just kind of went, "Oops."
Yeah.
Whatever, and that happens. I can live with that.
Sure.
We all make mistakes. And then, geez, they did a good job. Both teams this week took charges, and for whatever reason, the college basketball about a few years ago, we want to get scoring up. Well, everything's a charge now. You can move. You're in the and it's like it's kind of ridiculous, and we're doing a poor job. We need to be taking more of them. And our defense really it's outdated in the sense that with our size, we don't really want to take charges. We want to more contest at the rim, go vertical because we got big length. But we probably should be taking more charges. And then Rapp's last one, that was always a block. It was a bang bang, but when you jump to the side on them, it was always boop.
Right.
And we were kind of dead in the water at the time.
Yeah.
So it's like, give us a homer. Let me get a little bang. We were it was going to be tough to overcome that, what the spread was at that time with the clock. And it's like, gosh, dang. But to their Parque, no one's played a better game that scored 0 points that I recall. That guy was dominant defensively down the stretch.
You used the term defensive talent, and I think it was in reference to Kuntz, and actually probably last year, Jervay Robinson, all-pack defender, real long and good athlete. Eli Parque is like the perfect two-guard defender. He's one of the best defenders in the pack.
Well, he plays two-guard offensively, but he's going to pick up your point guard, and he's 6'3", long, strong, and rarely do you see in the scout this guy will block your jump shot. He had 4 blocks. It was insane. Like on the drive, and the one, couple more. He's in good position. It was late in the clock. He got it, but Noah makes a big time drive with his left hand. And he just sized it up and smacked. And Noah's not 6'2".
Right.
Noah's 6'4", 6'5", and athletic, and had a good head of steam. And that guy just I was like, wow, that's impressive. And he made a lot of the plays, and then exactly late in the game takes that. I think it was him that took it on Rapp. And it's like, goodness gracious.
Okay, hear me out now. A guy like Eli Parque, you mentioned 0 points.
Yeah,
that's the kind of guy that will take a Buffalo team with Deshaun Schwartz, a tough kid, really good player. But you get a kid like Parque. Now, I'm not saying
he's a capable scorer. Don't get me wrong. He's something we'll talk about when we go to practice day. Just like that's what it takes to be good. You're going to have some guys that. Like that, he makes their team better, obviously.
Did you lose some of those guys with Rapp and Rodman out? Your version of those guys?
Certainly they're a little young, but we're missing a couple guys from last year that Jervay and Jeff. They were older and knew their role, knew what they needed to do. And Jervay was essentially Eli Parque for us. That absorbs a lot of
stress. Pretty similar player, actually.
Yeah, he got better as the year went on, and Jeff was always reliable, and you knew what you're getting out of those guys. And I think that's what you want Ryan and Rodman to develop into. And Rodman both of them had really good falls, and so I think those are two fit what we need. Now whether their time off is going to hurt them or we can't get them back, we'll see. But we need the help in the backcourt with just need help in the backcourt, and then DJ was great. Playing both forward spots, it might take a little heat off Andre, and that could help too. So we'll see.
You had alluded to the youth. You're starting 3 freshmen. We've talked about this, but with Jervay and Jeff last year, Eggs has noticed this. It's been some body language stuff after some runs, some plays.
That's a nice way to put it.
Been a little shoulders down, a little chins down. Jeff and Jervay are those guys that say, "Hey, I've been through this before. We're okay. We're not. It's a 6-0 run. We're okay."
Yeah.
But they're gone now. It's tough.
That's part of the we've had we're very young in that regard, and we've got to learn. That's a big talking point when I leave this show. We're starting practice, and I got to work on. We got to work on between the ears stuff more. It's like it's fundamental. Like whenever you're struggling, you got to get to the attitude. Bottom line, our attitude's we got a good culture, we got a thing, but it's been an old team like that can chip away at your psyche a little bit, and that's kind of what happened to us against. They just kept coming relentlessly, boom, and we couldn't hold them off, and we broke a little bit.
Need something to smile about? Try taking home your share of millions in jackpots at Northern Quest. That'll do it every time. Northern Quest, now playing, now paying. We'll take a break, come back. We'll keep talking ball here with Coach Smith as we are live from the Martin Stadium TV press box before the Colorado game and then Washington on Sunday. All right, Coach, we're back here live on the Palouse as we're talking ball here before the Buffaloes and then the Huskies coming up on Sunday. I want to peel it back a little bit.
Sure.
We've been talking about the Utah game, the Colorado game, had the trivia segment. But a lot of listeners and a lot of folks, and I've seen this question on Twitter, and I love your perspective. I love Rolo's perspective on these types of questions. If you've got a son or a daughter who's playing basketball and they're starting to get to a point where they can really kind of play, they're 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 years old, whatever, And what's your advice for the best way to just love the game? Is it AAU ball? Is it try to play on 4 teams? Is it high school ball? Is it don't worry? Is it one or the other? Is it practice a billion hours or just go out and run around, get some shots up? What's your advice for a parent?
There's no exact science, but I actually read a book and a study, and first of all, I think they have to love it. I think if you really force them to do it, and we're so specialized, and you can't even recreate what I'm even older than you. What I grew up with is you just pick up your guys after school. Actually, you had school clothes, you had to get out of those, and you put on your play clothes, and whatever type of season you play, and we played all sports. And they said, like, Roger Federer didn't play much tennis or whatever. He did everything, and he became obviously insane. And they actually think that's maybe the best growth mindset to have.
Huh.
So I would say play every sport till I wouldn't worry about it till high school at the earliest, to be honest. But everyone does.
About like success and winning and competition. There's a word.
Just different sports, crossover sports help. It's just the play factor. That's what it was. I think the biggest thing, like the idea of that it's play and the fun and the joy is important when you're young. Talk about the burnout and that stuff, but. And it's always, and we're talking about in college, you're still working on fundamentals and stuff and really hone those things. That's where the game is. You got to do this. So AAU can be a little silly. We got a really good AAU coach in town for my age group, for my Morocco, Kirby Brown.
Great guy.
Very intense. You happen to know him as well.
I
but
do.
He's good, and that's good experience. Pullman Extreme, give him a plug.
Love it.
And they do a great job trying to get these guys. We don't have a ton of teams in town because we just don't have a lot of people, but they do a good job. And there's a lot of gym access and stuff like that. And you just got to get it where your kids got to love it. I actually dragged Rocco in there today because this stupid online school, he didn't start till 12. I said, and he was sitting in his pajamas. I said, we're going.
Yeah. What is it, 10 a.m.?
We're going to the gym. You're going to shoot. Coach Shaw rebounds for him, gets his free throws.
Amazing.
Yeah. Free throw rehab, never too young. Never too young to start free throw rehab.
What an opportunity for Rocco that I know, great kid. I met him a couple times, but I don't know if he realizes, like, his dad's the head coach of the Cougs, and then Jim Shaw is.
No, I am dad, trust me. And we had a little chat. I'm a dad only, it doesn't matter. And it's like, I actually on the way over asked him, I said, I'm available if you ever want if you like basketball and you want to ask me some questions or something. He said, okay, I know. And then I go, because I actually asked him, I said, I miss a lot of your, like, they've had this tournament this week and during our game. I said, does it bother you that I miss some of those games?
Yeah.
I can't get to them. And he says, nope. And I said, now, how are you dealing with Mom? You okay? And I go, I know she offers advice, right after the game because she tells me, and he goes, I prefer she not. So I've been trying I was like, yeah, I'll talk to her about that. You should probably ask. She needs to know that she needs to be asked after that. There's nothing worse than coming off the floor and having your mom drill you on not closing out hard enough. So she's intense.
Oh, she's an athlete. She's a real
you know what?
athlete.
At least it wanes from generation to generation because you should see her mother.
She really.
Oh my gosh, she was on her like.
Oh, is that
Oh
right?
yeah. So it's yeah. So we'll be all right.
I love it. Well, I just think the perspective is, everyone's talking about pushing and winning and Pac-12 ball, and it's hard to know when to flip that switch of your.
I think they'll tell you. I think your kids will tell you. You want to. I mean, we emphasize having great attitude, hard work. Same thing to tell the guys, and you hope that catches. But they got to be passionate about it. I think. You want to keep them busy though. I'll say that beats video games. Anything beats video games. My gosh,
right.
I got to get them out of the house and that stuff, and that drives me crazy. But you hope they love it and they will want to compete and do that stuff. So I don't know. There's a lot of helicopter parents that I would, I might be involved with one. So I'm trying to wean people from that idea, that mentality. But it'd be nice but it's hard. You can't. Everyone's organized. Everything's organized. You can't. You have to do something organized because it's not even available. There's no friends to go play with.
Right. Yeah, it's hard.
I was pumped. Actually, our guys played 2-on-2 football in our backyard.
Love
yesterday.
that. That's great fun. That's great fun.
It's like that was just what we did every day. And I went old school too. The friends came over and said, "Get out."
Yeah, get outside.
Are we allowed to be in? Yeah. Are we allowed to have friends over? I don't know. But get out of the house. I was like,
outside, I think so. Yeah.
Like, get out of the house. You guys get out of here.
Yeah, strange time. Thank you, Coach. Thanks for that perspective. We're going to take one break. We'll put a bow on the show next. We got a couple of minutes left. We are here with Coach Smith, then wrap up the Coach Show next. All right, final segment here with Coach Smith as we get set for the next road trip. Boy, Coach, you've been on the road. You started out at home forever, and now it's on the road 3 of 4 weeks. And I know you wanted to go on the road. There's a lot on the road. This is maybe more than you bargained for. The way the schedule worked out.
Yeah, the road. You can have the road. No, it's fine. we need to. Hey, we gotta learn. We gotta get tough, play better. And there's a big challenge, obviously, Colorado, but hopefully we got a little confidence against them, but playing on their court is going to be a big challenge.
Can you give me a quick, and we've got about 3 minutes left here, give me a state of the pack. You had basically 4 teams in the dance as of like a week ago. The Pack's kind of beating itself up a little bit.
Yeah.
Beavers beat the Ducks. And then the Buffaloes lost to the Huskies. Yeah. But the bottom, Cal, the Oregon State, they played better over the last couple. Give me a state of the league. What do you think?
I think that doesn't surprise me with what Oregon State's done. I think Coach Tinkle's had those guys. They're playing a little smaller, a little better. I've been watching their boxes, and they just they're a long ways where they lost to Portland early in the year. They've just gone a different direction and playing well. And I just think top to bottom, we got really good coaching, really good talent. I thought like UCLA and Colorado, because they're kind of they seem like very put together and kind of solid, and I think that could sustain them through. But then you got USC, who has really good talent. And then Cal was without Inisevic and Bradley for a while, and they got good depth. Their young guys are getting better. Who's the other one you mentioned?
I said Oregon, I think, was playing at Oregon State.
Oregon, Utah was really young last year. They're kind of where we were this year, I hope. Like, they had a lot of freshmen. They had some success, and so they're young, but they had, Jones, Batten. There's a third-year guy. Who else was a freshman last year? Tim Allen's only a third-year guy.
Carlson was a freshman.
Yeah, so any night it looks like anyone can get it done.
If it didn't feel that way, now it feels that way.
I think so. And that's later. You see scores tighten up and stuff. Sometimes teams are young and they're growing, and hopefully that's us.
Well, then we've got about 60 seconds left here.
Okay.
This is a Coug team that has it's been up and down. But I know you talked about the guys at shoot-around. You're talking to them about defense. Your kind of pregame, your pre-practice monologue was about defense, and they showed it.
Yeah.
After the tip, it didn't go 40 minutes.
No.
But
you got to sustain it. And a lot of it is FA's playing out on the floor more of those teams, and he's learning and growing and getting better and that stuff, and transition D. So that's where the youth, more of those things, like just being nails on everything, and that's where we got to get there.
All right, Coach. Safe travels. Good luck.
All right.
in Boulders. Kyle Smith Show, and we'll talk to you again before the game on Wednesday.
Awesome. Thanks, man.